Yo, man, I'm hungry. Where can we get some breakfast?
Breakfast is said to be one of the most important meals of the day. With that in mind, it's probably better to eat a variety of foods rather than just hitting up the drive-thru at McDonald's every morning. There are other restaurants out there that seem to get overlooked, despite offering a high-quality breakfast that is sure to rival the Big M. So let's order up 10 popular breakfasts in America that are almost better than McDonald's.
Sausage McMuffin.
Chick-fil-a.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
This restaurant is truly a place of wonders, especially if you've been eating Egg McMuffins all week and your body is crying out for a change. Chick-fil-A's menu items range in price depending on what you order, but no matter your budget, you can always get something tasty in your belly. If you're seeking out tasty breakfast options that have a low calorie count, some of the best options are the hash browns, the medium fruit cup with milk, the 4-count chicken minis with a large coffee to wake you up, or the egg white grill.
I'm brand new to coffee.
Now, there's obviously many more great meals you can get for breakfast at Chick-fil-A, but these are perfect for people who want a little taste of everything. Since these are some of the low-calorie items, there are, of course, other choices which are higher in that area if you need that extra energy boost. One decent one is the hash brown scramble burrito, which has around 690 calories. Ultimately, this is a great breakfast place for anyone who wants low-calorie options. Chick-fil-A offers a range of these healthier products alongside their other popular menu items. It's honestly a great place to stop and get a quick meal if you're short on time. On top of that, you won't need to make a reservation.
I'll have what she's having.
Sonic.
Can I have some of that sandwich?
You can get so many great breakfast items at Sonic, many of which would rival McDonald's breakfast options. And there may be fewer people waiting in line to get a coffee in the morning. One catch, however, when it comes to the Sonic breakfast, is that not all restaurants offer the same items. Generally, the various locations carry the same menu items, but there seem to be some regional offers depending on your Sonic's location. Sonic's brioche breakfast sandwich and the French toast sticks are two such items which are actually very unique. These are two items which may not be available everywhere, but due to their originality, maybe should be. Serving something different than the competition will give patrons a reason to stop at Sonic in the morning. Other than some of the regional items that look like they could be moneymakers, the chain has several different types of breakfast burritos. Some good ones are the Ultimate Meat and Cheese Breakfast Burrito and the Supersonic Breakfast Burrito.
Our famous burrito challenge.
The Ultimate Meat and Cheese one comes with crispy bacon, savory sausage, golden tots, fluffy scrambled eggs, and melty cheddar cheese. As for the breakfast burrito, you'll be packing sausage, scrambled eggs, melty cheddar cheese, golden tots, diced onions, ripe tomatoes, and spicy jalapenos. All in all, Sonic's got some great items, but it really depends on what's available at your nearest restaurant. Although it's a pretty safe bet that the breakfast burritos can be had no matter where you are when you Sonic.
Still good looking and always cooking, eh, sonny boy?
Panera Bread.
Get a pastry box. Move it!
Panera Bread isn't necessarily known for their breakfast items, and that's a real shame. This restaurant chain definitely has some breakfast game. The breakfast menu at Panera Bread is a little different from many of the other typical breakfast joints. They differ from the competition by specializing in more of a homemade style of breakfast menu items. You can order things like an avocado, egg white, and spinach sandwich, or perhaps some oatmeal with blueberries, granola, and cinnamon crunch toppings. These meals are not only healthy, but are also filling. So if you are in a rush to get out of the house every morning, at least you have the option to quickly grab something healthy to start your day.
Pork chop sandwiches!
Going to this restaurant will at least ease your conscience if you were thinking about just grabbing a donut. Think of it as a positive boost for anyone wanting more than cereal and toast. Going to Panera Bread may not be for everyone, though. It might take a little bit longer for the staff to make your food when compared to other popular fast food restaurants, but there's a reason for that. Your meal is pretty much being made on the spot. So while it may take a little longer to prepare, it's probably as close to an actual home-cooked breakfast that you can get.
Good.
Burger King.
Good to beat it, King.
Burger King is usually not the first place that comes to mind when looking for a place to grab some breakfast. It just doesn't have that breakfast atmosphere, or it seems the budget to promote their breakfast items like some other restaurants. They instead tend to focus on traditional items that are eaten during lunch or supper, such as the burger. However, this doesn't mean that their breakfast menu is not up to par. It's actually quite good when you take a look at it. Some of the great morning menu options are actually quite unique, one of which is the croissant sandwich.
It's my specialty.
In short, there are some different options you can get on this sandwich. Everything from sausage, ham, cheese, and eggs. What makes this breakfast sandwich unique is the fact that the buns are croissants, which alone can make for a tasty bite. BK also has some more familiar items like a breakfast burrito and a breakfast platter containing scrambled eggs, crunchy hash browns, savory sausage, a baked biscuit, and 3 fluffy pancakes. The croissant is perfect for someone who wants to try something new or maybe wants to feel like they're getting a bit of a European flair, Parisian style.
Omelette de fromage.
Jack in the Box.
Ooh, waffle runoff.
Jack in the Box is very similar to Burger King in some aspects, but they do have their own spin on certain items. While it may not seem like the ideal family restaurant for breakfast, it does hold its ground in that area when it comes to other burger joints getting in on the breakfast game. While the choices are not exact, a couple of similar breakfast menu items found at Burger King can also be found at Jack in the Box. This includes their versions of the croissant morning sandwich and breakfast burritos. I guess there's only so many new breakfast items that can be put on a menu. At Jack in the Box, you can order up something known as the Jumbo Breakfast Platter, consisting of most of the typical and always enjoyed breakfast items of pancakes, sausage, hash browns, and classic eggs, but on a jumbo scale. All of which come together to provide a tasty breakfast meal that is sure to get you not only to lunch, but perhaps even a little further if work or school runs a little late.
Fattening.
If a platter of food isn't your taste, you can always ask for the loaded breakfast sandwich. It may not sound interesting, but it sure does look interesting. The actual contents of the sandwich are simple enough: eggs, cheese, sausage, and bacon. But the difference is in the aesthetics. Sourdough buns are used instead of your typical English muffin or sesame seed bun. If you're willing to give Jack in the Box a shot, you won't be disappointed, but you may not have your socks knocked off. But if you're in a hurry and need to get some grub in your belly, you can always pop in and compare their breakfast fare to the rest of the competition. A breakfast taste test, if you will.
It's doing something to my human butt.
Subway.
2 more feet and I can fit it in the fridge.
Subway is rarely considered a hot spot for breakfast, possibly due to the fact a number of people don't even know that Subway offers breakfast. Known more for their sandwiches, you can access the breakfast menu all day long, which is great for those late risers. The breakfast menu options available for those looking to start their day at Subway are rather limited, meaning that what is offered is not entirely unique and there isn't a vast array of choices one can have. Don't expect to get pancakes or French toast, for example. This doesn't mean that their food isn't good, though. They still manage to grab a piece of the consumer pie. There are a whopping 3 things you can order from the Subway breakfast menu: the Maplewood smoked bacon, egg, and cheese, stuffed with juicy tomatoes and spicy jalapenos.
Say hello to my little friend.
You could also opt for the egg and cheese, which is served on flatbread. And the final breakfast item that they serve is the Black Forest ham, egg, and cheese. With any of these items, you also get to add the vegetables of your choice to customize your breakfast, just like any other Subway sandwich. So if you're planning on making Subway your daily morning stop, you may get tired of it very quickly due to the lack of menu options. While the chain may have great customer service, food, and customizing options, they'll need to up their breakfast game if they want to be compared to Mickey D's. Maybe adding more than 3 breakfast selections would be a good start.
I eat 3 every day to help keep me strong.
Whataburger.
That look like spit to you?
What do Whataburger and Burger King have in common? Well, the word burger is in both names, and you wouldn't expect these burger joints to offer up a typical breakfast meal, but surprise, surprise, they both do in fact serve breakfast. If you're looking for somewhere new to chow down in the morning, then Whataburger may be worth the stop. Their breakfast menu contains several delicious choices, such as the aptly named Breakfast on a Bun. You'll find that it is exactly that: a breakfast of egg, cheese, and pork sausage served on a bun. No one can accuse them of false advertising. You can also order the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. It's basically a chicken strip with honey butter sauce on a biscuit. While maybe not the healthiest thing on the menu, it sounds like one of the tastiest.
Oh, give it a good hope.
For those who don't want to eat a giant sandwich in the morning or want something a little more exciting, Whataburger has you covered with their breakfast taquitos, a soft tortilla wrap with bacon, eggs, and melted cheese. Apparently, breakfast is served from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m., so don't worry about having to rush to get there before a certain cutoff time. Whether early in the morning on your way to work or late at night on your way home from a night out, if you're craving breakfast, Whataburger just might be the place for you.
It's good.
Taco Bell.
There's nothing to eat for breakfast.
Taco Bell is best known for their Mexican fast food offerings such as tacos, burritos, and enchiladas. One doesn't typically associate a breakfast meal based on the menu items. Well, the Bell has taken what it does best and changed a few ingredients to create some breakfast options that have become quite popular. If you do find yourself wandering around town looking for somewhere to stop for breakfast, you might want to give the Taco Bell breakfast menu a try. Some of the interesting items served up are the sausage flatbread quesadilla, breakfast crunch wrap combo, and the grilled breakfast burrito fiesta potato.
Let my Latin debut to begin.
Now, the sausage flatbread and grilled burrito both come with some sauce upgrades, which are nice as you can switch it up for those who get tired of eating the same foods over and over again. However, this is not the case with the crunch wrap. So if you're looking for a breakfast meal that has the potential to offer up some flavor bombs, Taco Bell's got it going on. One thing to consider, though, is that some of these breakfast items may take a while to prepare, so if you are in a rush in the morning, you may want to skip the breakfast and go for lunch instead.
You were right. I think I've changed my mind. I'm gonna have some lunch.
Zippy's.
Did not see that coming.
Hawaiian food is not usually associated with breakfast meals, unless in the state itself. Well, if you are in Hawaii, then Zippy's is the local restaurant chain of choice when looking to enjoy authentic island breakfast flavorings. A couple of options are the Zippy's Breakfast Plate and Deluxe Breakfast Bento. The breakfast plate lands you a choice of Portuguese sausage, Spam, bacon, ham, or corned beef hash with rice, toast, or hash browns, alongside some eggs.
All right, that's good. It's hard to trace, I guess.
The Deluxe Breakfast Bento lives up to the name by giving you all of the meats just listed with scrambled eggs and rice. They also have a large assortment of other breakfast options, including omelets, French toast, and the local favorite Spam Omelet Sandwich, among other selections.
Bring me back a t-shirt.
ATLA.
New York is that way, man.
New York is known for many things: their buildings, people, and the sheer size of the city. But oftentimes, people forget about the food. ATLA is a great restaurant to enjoy a bite to eat in the morning. They offer a range of breakfast options. Some of the tastiest items are the egg white spinach omelet with farmer's cheese, ranchero eggs, and concha. If those meals aren't really your thing, fear not. They also have an all-day menu option. It's basically a menu where you can get any type of food they offer all day long. Some good eye catchers from this menu are the quesadillas, a pork belly hoja santa and avocado taco, and the cauliflower taco al pastor. However, to get into this popular restaurant, you're likely going to need to make reservations. This means two things. The first being that it's clearly popular, so the food must be good. And second, this is obviously a step up from the typical fast food fare. You see, there's an expectation that goes with restaurants that take reservations. People don't expect to be getting low-quality food. They want a hearty meal that they'll remember. Now, this is a great option for someone who might have time on their hands in the morning. For example, you might want to stop by on a Friday for brunch if you can convince your boss to let you come in at noon. In short, if dining at ATLA, do not expect to be getting a quick fast food fix. This breakfast is not a breakfast wrap you can grab on the run.
It's just burrito.
Hungry for more? Just tap on that screen for more great videos. And if it's your first time here, show us some love and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.